All right, so Chief Troy Finner, he was doing his rounds right here, visiting with all of the volunteers, and he had to exit the premises. But you know, it was a nice visit. The people got a chance to see him at this distribution site where we are getting ready to go back to school. Now we have Officer Eric Carr. He is the liaison to the African American community here in the Houston Police Department. He takes the information, he takes the questions from the public and takes them to the chief if they need something specifically to be answered immediately. He does this. He's the middleman. He's the middle person when there's anything happening in the city. Can you explain us a little bit about what you do, Eric, here in the Houston Police Department?
Yes, as the African American community liaison, I'm basically a resource for the community. I'm their voice. I'm a facilitator getting information from the grassroots straight to the department on how we could be safer and stronger together, especially in the city of Houston.
And you know, talking about grassroots, these organizations here that are distributing these goods, these school supplies, these shoes and all these things to the community, the refugee community, it's a great example of what's going on throughout the whole week here in the city of Houston and the events and the programs that you support with the different organizations that you work with.
Yes, the Houston Police Department has been leading from the front for decades. We understand the value of partnering with our community, partnering with other organizations to help our community, help our citizens.
That's right. Now, and of course, any group you're able to help if they go to you, if they have any questions about anything, you're basically the liaison to the chief's ear, right?
Yes, I'm the community liaison, particularly for the African American community. Mm-hmm. And if anyone wants to reach out to the Houston Police Department Community Affairs, feel free to give us a call. If you have any programs in your area, if you have any back to school programs or anything that could help our city be safer and stronger, feel free to reach out to us.
That's right. Now let's speak about some of the news that is happening around the city. Officer Carr. Now, this is not because we're CNN or we're Fox or anything like that. We're not a news reporting agency, but we do like to get some crime prevention tips out of these news bits. Now, domestic violence is something that is affecting a lot of communities now, and it's always been there. But this one is it's real tough. An innocent bystander shot outside the Northwest Harris County Kroger store. The gunfire from a nearby domestic dispute wounded an innocent driver during the weekend outside the Northwest Harris County grocery store. This incident happened around the midnight hours, and it was outside a Kroger store on the 9100 block of West Sam Houston Tollway and West Road. The victim was inside a vehicle in a parking lot when someone fired a gun during a fight nearby. Authorities say that the bullet pierced the man's vehicle and critically injured him. He was taken to Bentop Hospital where he was in critical condition but stable. Investigators are looking into what led to the shooting. Of course, domestic violence, we see there's a problem, and we see that it's in the increase. We are working with multiple organizations to help mitigate this. We have a family violence unit. We have the DART unit. Carr, so we are pretty much on top of it, right?
Yes. Here with the Houston Police Department, we're doing all we can to address these issues that's impacting our community. As we know, with the impact of the pandemic of COVID-19, domestic violence has been on the rise for a number of reasons. But here with the Houston Police Department, we take those incidents very serious. We have a whole department division that's committed to addressing those type of investigations. And we also want to encourage our citizens to, if you see something, say something. As many resources we have for our victims of domestic violence, but we really want to encourage everyone that if you're in a domestic violence situation, please seek help. Please report it. We don't take these incidents lightly, and we want everyone to be safe.
That's right. Thank you. And of course, advocates for the domestic violence survivors say that it's a trend that's going up right now. Domestic abuse cases are directly related to COVID-19. Now, this is according to a research study, and it says that it's got some increasing that is going to continue to go on right now with the COVID situation. Now, Executive Director of the Harris County Domestic Violence Coordinator Council, Mr. Brashear, was alarmed and commented that this was a national trend and not exclusive to the city of Houston. Very important to note that the Harris County Domestic Violence Coordinating Council commissioned a study to look into the link between pandemic and dramatic rise in domestic violence cases. In the study, participants, 52% reported violence has increased since COVID-19 started. In fact, 30% of the study participants said that they have used a domestic abuse resource, either a hotline or a shelter, during the pandemic. In addition, one in four said that they have been threatened by their partner with a gun. Very sad situation. The increase of using drugs and alcohol to cope with the stresses may be something that is contributing to the rise of these cases. Some of the stresses are related to losing a job. How do I pay my rent? How do I pay for my food? More than 80% of participants listed their health was excellent or good before the pandemic. Now, 62% say that they have good health. Around 60% reported that they either lost their job or their work hours were cut, which impacted their financial status. The study also finds and correlates with the counselors at the Houston area's Women's Center, the domestic abuse hotline. They are seeing domestic violence has been an issue, but they're seeing rates of increase in homicides and, of course, of escalating violence. That's what the hotline counselors are hearing from their survivors, from the people that are reaching out the organization. That's not very shocking at this point, Mr. Eric Carr.
No, it's not. And just to give you guys an additional resource, if you know someone or if you have any questions dealing with domestic violence, if you're in a situation, you can reach out to our family violence unit with the Houston Police Department at 713-308-1100.
That's right, 713-308-1100, 713-308-1100. An excellent resource, Officer Carr.
Yes, sir.
Now, a woman was shot and injured in a neighborhood dispute in Northeast Houston. The Houston Police Department said that multiple shots were fired around 11:45 p.m. on Friday at the 8600 block of Tilgham Street. A woman was hospitalized with multiple gunshot wounds after the neighborhood dispute turned violent on Friday night in the northeast Houston area, according to the investigators. It happened around 11:45 at the 8600 block of Tilgham. The Houston police said that a confrontation broke out between two groups, and at some point, the shots were fired. The woman was shot in the leg and hip. She's expected to survive after undergoing surgery, according to the investigators. Lieutenant Larry Crossum said that it's still unclear how many gunmen were involved in this event. But, of course, several shots were fired. Investigators are currently looking into the surveillance footage, and the officers, well, they're following their solid leads at this point. It continues to develop, so this is the information that we have on this incident. We need to people need to, there's a word, people need to chill.
Yes. People just, with everything that's going on with the pandemic, the rise of mental health is on the rise as well. Dealing with stress, anxiety, and a lot of people are not just dealing with it in a healthy way. More road rage and things of that nature. So people just need to be more careful, better aware of their surroundings, and just take in consideration that a lot of people may not be as stable. So try to de-escalate instead of escalating situations when you can.
It's true. That's very true. If it's a neighbor, especially, you have them next to you. There's ways you can resolve things. If you see the situation getting a little too heated, maybe you just need to. Everybody just needs to cool down and go back home.
Absolutely.
And if you need the help of a police officer, you can always call. You can always call even the constable's office. We're going to have Jerry Garcia in just a few minutes here with us, just sharing a few words from the constable's office. There's help out there. We as officers, we tend to be counselors sometimes.
Yes. There's a lot of help out there, and we want to encourage people to take advantage of the resources that's out there. Mm-hmm. Also, if you're having a dispute with a neighbor, you can also take advantage of the Harris County Dispute Resolution Center. Is a free service for many Houstonians in Harris County. So that's an additional resource that our community and neighbors could take advantage of if you find yourself in a dispute.
That's right. We have a lot of resources for the entire community. Now today we are living this this beautiful event with this amazing organization that provides help to refugees, and we are basically witnessing what's about to commence. We're going to be giving a whole lot of resources, school supplies, shoes, and we have other events that are happening. For example, Eric.
Yes, on September 14th, we have the Baker Ripley is partnering with the other Houston organizations to hand out school supplies during this back to school health fair. They're also providing health screening information sessions and COVID-19 vaccinations for children and adults. So if you didn't get opportunity to get your COVID vaccination for children or adults, this is the opportunity. The fair will run from 8 a.m. to noon. The location will be at the Baker Ripley Golfton Sharpstown campus. Physical address is 6500 Rookin Street, Houston. Also, Walmart will be having a back-to-school rally as well.
Yes, Walmart. Can you tell us a little bit about some of those events?
Yes, families are invited to Walmart's Here We Go back-to-school rallies. Only selected stores will be participating and providing bags filled with free, I want to underline, free school supplies. Students can also practice their first day of school photos and their photo wall. Each of the following events would happen from 2 o'clock p.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. sharp. On August 19th, we have it at 18,700 Highway 105 West. That's in Conroe. We also have it at 1407 North Loop, 336 West in Conroe as well. Also on August, the 336 West Conroe, that's going to be August 13th. Mm-hmm. And 105 West Conroe is going to be August 12th. Yeah. On August 14th at 15955 FM 529 Road. Mm-hmm. And also on August 14th at 3450 FM 1960 Road West. And last on August 15th at 9024 Spencer Highway in LaPorte, Texas, at that Walmart location.
So here we go. Those are nice back-to-school rallies. They're giving some goodies away. So if you want to revisit that list, we'll mention it later on. But you can also revisit the program here in our social media with the Houston Police Department. Now, we have Commander Reed on this day, on this special edition, special recorded program from this amazing event that is being hosted so we can help the refugee communities. And, of course, this is in your area, in your district.
Yes. So I'm the commander over the Midwest Patrol Division. Just around the corner is our station off of Regency Square. And I just wanted to show up today and just show support for such a wonderful group. Not only is this amazing annual backpack and back to school drive that you all have, but just the other services that you provide year round for your transitional homes, for your food bank that provides food, and then education to our community. So just wanted to show my support for the community out here. And just see what a wonderful event and all the volunteers today. I had a few moments to speak with a few of them, and some of the young men and women are in school, and just spoke with them about the service they're providing here today and dedicating their time, and how important it is to show service, and how it just is just rewarding. And I've dedicated my life to service to the community and service to the city of Houston. And I think it's wonderful that they're volunteering today in service, and just didn't want to stop without thanking them for importance.
And you know, right as they start, I saw you meeting some of the volunteers. Mm-hmm. They never get to meet the chief, or they never get to meet the commander. They never get to meet the shakers of the community, because they're always working. They're always there. But it's good that you guys arrived a lot earlier, so you guys can actually meet the ones that are working that actually nobody even credits ever for any of this, right?
Absolutely.
Now, this is the ICNA relief back to school program for the Islamic Circle of North America. It's a leading grassroots of Muslim organizations, and it's very proud to introduce this event. Now, we're recording this event because there's multiple school supply distributions that are going to be going around the city. Now, we have another one programmed on Saturday. Can you tell me a little bit about that one?
Absolutely. We have one at our Midwest Patrol Station, so we'd like to invite all of you next Saturday. It'll be from 10 to 1. There'll be some beverages provided, some different units that are specialty units within HPD that'll be coming to join, and we just invite the community to come out, and it'll be another backpack event, so there'll be some free supplies on hand that'll be given out to the children, some masks as well for those who would like some, and just wanted to show support for our community for those that may not be able to afford some of these items that we want to support the education and just help them be as successful as they can be at all ages.
Is there a number that we can contact, we can call for more information?
I'll certainly have my card here that you all can have.
Perfect.
But it's at 7277 Regency Square, which is just right around the corner from here, from Plaza Americas. That you can join us next week, and it's from 10 to 1 for that event. So certainly if you wanted to donate anything, or if you know a family that is in need of supplies, please show up. We'd love to have you join us.
7277 Regency Square, 7277 Regency Square. We start around 10 o'clock in the morning?
Around 10 o'clock.
Okay, 10 o'clock in the morning. So be there. I would be there just a little bit earlier, just to make sure that I get myself in that line. And of course, there's going to be some the protocols of COVID and all that's going to be happening. So we hope that it's going to be an awesome event. We know it's going to be an awesome event, actually. Okay, it's going to be Midwest. The address again, it's 7277 Regency Square. Check it out. Any other project that you guys are working there in Midwest?
Just overall, we have lots of things that we do with our different response team, our community policing officers that are working throughout the community. They work with the senior centers. They work with just various community groups and apartment complexes, help educate managers, help educate owners on how to improve their properties. We have some events coming up in the fall, but we'll have to see as the pandemic goes on how we'll be rolling those events out. Last year, we had an event that was at the end of the year, and so we'll just have to see how things go. But certainly, the more events that we can have, as people are out and about more, we would like to do more with the community. And then just overall, if anyone wants to stop and visit any time, or have any questions, or if you have any schools that you would like some of our community officers to go out to and visit, we definitely can provide those services as well.
There it is.
Yeah. And when is your Midwest Pip meetings?
The Midwest Pip meetings are mid-month, and they're in the evenings around 7. I don't know the exact date on our next one because we took a month off for the summer to allow some of those officers to be with their families during the summer. So we have that event. We also have an apartment and business PIP, which is the same day that we have our regular PIP, and it's usually about 11 in the morning. And we are doing kind of hybrid events now to where those that aren't able to visit us in person or aren't comfortable quite there yet, that they can visit us on social media. Usually you'll do it via Teams platform with Microsoft, or you can show up in person. So there's 2 ways that you can join those meetings, and those are usually monthly meetings that we have.
There you go.
Okay, and just for the audience, the Houston Police Department have PIP meetings. These are positive interaction programs that the department actually facilitates to allow our community members who actually live in that particular neighborhood or subdivision or that part of the city to actually come out, hear their so the department could hear your voices, your concerns, or any recommendations or suggestions you may have. So just to give you some dates of upcoming meetings, if you live in South Central part of Houston, the South Central Police Station is located at 2202 St. Emmanuel. They're having their upcoming positive interaction program community meeting on August 17th at 6 o'clock p.m. They have it every third Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m. This particular month, they're going to have one of the cyber financial crimes investigators or detectives that's going to come out and educate the community on prevention related to scams and fraud, cyber crimes and financial crimes. Also, if you live on the north side of Houston, that's over there near North Shepherd, 45 area. The Houston Police Interaction Program meeting will be Thursday, August 26th, located at the Acres Home Multi-Service Center. That's going to be at 6719 West Montgomery Road. And they're going to have a guest speaker from the Houston Police Department Auto Dealers Division. Detective Sergeant Griffin will be there educating the community on auto theft and things of that nature. So please take advantage of these positive interaction programs that the Houston Police Department have for every community, so you could come out and stay informed.
And of course, for the one at Midwest, just visit them. Go ahead and visit them this Saturday and get more information. You can meet the officers there, and you're going to get more information if you request it, of course, if you want to know a little bit more about their PIP meetings. And, and visit them. Getting involved is very essential.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very.
No, Commander, thank you so much for being out here, for representing, yes, for just giving some joy to the volunteers here, of getting to meet, their commander and who they can go to if there's anything that they need, if it's a crisis situation or any of the resources that you guys have here in Midwest.
Absolutely. It was an honor to visit with you all today here in person, as well as those who are viewing it later. And we just really, truly appreciate all of our community support. I say that we have the best community in the city of Houston out here in the Midwest area, and I'm very proud to be the commander of that particular division.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate your participation. This is an awesome event. Mr. Hussein, we're ready. If you can prompt him for me so we can get our next guest. These just like this event right here, it's something to be very proud of, helping our community.
Yes.
And someone else that likes to get very involved here in helping the community, Mr. Jerry Garcia. He's from Harris County Precinct 2, and of course he's always visiting with the community. He's always also with the workers, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what do you think about these events?
I think these events are amazing, especially today with COVID and with a lot of people out of work. I think it's very necessary. I wish there was more of them, but I'm blessed to be here with you guys.
Thank you for coming out here and for just offering some joy to some of these volunteers and getting to meet some of the leaders that are in their community. Most of the times I don't get to meet the leaders because they're working, right? And this is right before they begin. You're out here and you're greeting them, and they're getting to meet you and passing out information on how to contact you. That is an awesome thing. And anything you want to say to the public about community service and how important it is?
I'm here, number one, because I was one of these kids at one time. We grew up poor in an underserved, underprotected neighborhood, and we were on food stamps, and so I remember this stuff. And just to be a part of it, just to see the kids' smiles, and not just the kids, the parents, they're appreciative. It's touching. It's heartwarming because, like I said, I've been there and I know what it's like. And to be on this side of it, I'm just happy, that God has blessed me with the ability to now maybe give back a little bit. But to the people who are out there, $2, $2, $5, anything. The Happy Meal costs $5 nowadays. With $5, if you donate, it can buy a backpack for somebody who doesn't have a backpack, or a pair of shoes. So let's remember, let's take care of our people. Let's take care of each other. Let's do what God would want us to do. And I think a lot of these will pop up more than what they already are. So all I'm asking is that y'all give back, because we desperately need it, especially now during COVID. The kids appreciate it, and the parents do too.
Yes, and can you share with our audience, do Precinct 2 have any specific community outreach programs or community meetings that you guys facilitate that you would like the community to be aware of or educated on?
So what we do is we started an Adopt a Senior program back in March of 2020 when this COVID pandemic first came out. As everybody knows, our seniors are the ones that are most affected. And what I was thinking at the time was, if you think about it, when you go to the grocery store, you don't see very many seniors there. So because they were most affected by it, and they were having to stay home, myself and a couple of friends, we started this program. We were thinking, okay, let's take food to them. So that's how our Adopt a Senior program started. And at the time, we were focused primarily on our seniors. One thing led to another. It got a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger, and I lost count, but the last time we counted was 52,000 meals that we had served, and that was months ago. But the Adopt a Senior program led us to other things. So pretty much any social issue, what I've learned, I've been in office since January 1st, we have to be more than police officers now, in my opinion. I think we have to do social work. We stumble upon things, and we can't just say, hey, I'm a police officer, here, go over here, they'll take care of that. We don't do that. We take care of it ourselves. So during COVID, when the vaccines came out, people were falling through cracks. You had to have a computer to register. That was the only way you could get the shot. Well, a lot of our seniors and poor folks, we don't have computers, so they couldn't register. So I called the city, I called the county. Nothing really was being done. So we ourselves went out and we registered them. We ourselves picked them up, took them to get their shot.
Great.
So pretty much any social issue that we can help out with, that's what we're doing.
Okay, and can you provide a contact number, a phone number for the people if they want to get in contact with you or Precinct 2 or any of your staff regarding any of these programs, or if they have any specific questions? And can you get more closer to the mic so they can hear you?
If you have any questions or y'all want any information, y'all can contact our office. It's Precinct 2, Harris County Constable's Office at 713-477-2766.